What is this, for the video? This one?
Yes, for the video as well. We got one camera right here.
Yeah. But look at you guys, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Look at you guys,
You can
not
look
the.
at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you when we're ready. You hear everything okay? Yep. Fantastic. All right. Let's get started, Money. All right, day number 3 as we get going out here from the Moscone Center. Beautiful San Francisco, California. Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Talk. Alongside Adrian Broadus, I'm Steve Kaplowitz. We've got JT Money producing the show back home at our 600 ESPN El Paso, River Oaks Properties, Schoolyard Sports Studios. Our folks from VenPro are here with us as well. VenPro Solutions, our team, Jaime and Christian, making sure that we've got the video aspect going as well. Huge program today. We got so much in store, but what a great way to kick things off with us on the show. Omar Ruiz is here with us right now from NFL Network. First off, I like the fact that on your bio, you're clean shaven. Since then, you've grown out the goatee. But hey, listen, welcome aboard. Great to have you in El Paso start us off. And I'm sure you are no stranger to this scene since you've been working for the NFL Network now the last, 12 plus years?
Yeah, 14 years, and it's always a treat. I was just doing another interview. This is a great opportunity to reconnect with friends that you may only see once a year, and to see people in person, press the flesh and reestablish these connections and, make new ones is all part of the charm of Super Bowl week. And, I'm down in San Jose with the Seahawks right now, so it's kind of a long drive, so it's kind of like my one shot to do it.
Yep.
Try to make the most of it, and it's great to see everybody, and what a week it's been so far.
Yesterday, the video goes viral. Last night, Nick Manwari with him limping out of the car. It's funny because at Media Row and all around the Super Bowl activities, there's everybody. There's eyes everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. So when Manwari was walking and hobbling, there was sports doctors on social media suggesting he might not play. What have you been told?
Well, it sounds like they're not worried about it, and Mike McDonald addressed that, he's pretty sure he'll play, or he's, fully expecting him to play. Nick said he'll be good to go. So, my big question for him, I don't think there's any doubt he's going to play. I think he'll play, and he'll probably play well. But the reason why he is so successful is because he does everything well. He rushes the passer. He's physical in the run game. He can cover a tight end. He can cover a receiver. And to be able to do that, you just kind of have to be at your maximum athletically, to be able to, turn on a dime and lower the shoulder and do what he has to do. So can he be that version of Manwari that we've seen all year that's made him a defensive rookie of the year favorite? We'll see. But I think he'll be good to go and play on Sunday. And I think that's something that we'll probably see Josh McDaniels try to exploit early in that game and figure out how good he is.
Omar Ruiz with us here on Sports Talk from the NFL Network. It's funny. A couple of weeks ago, it was the injury in practice to Sam Darnold. Now you have Manwari with his situation. It's almost like we got to find things going on with the Seahawks because everybody thinks they're going to win this football game. So let's at least figure some kind of good storylines out to make this a little more, a little more even as we approach Sunday.
I think the Patriots are underrated defensively. I think because of how good they actually are, I think they'll keep it close. And I think when you talk about the Seahawks, the Texans, the Broncos, the teams that we talked about defensively as elite all year, I think the Patriots are in that category with those other three, because I think when people started to pay attention to the Patriots after the big winning streak, and people kept saying, oh, they haven't played anybody, they have a weak schedule. Yeah. When people started paying attention, then Milton Williams was hurt, and they weren't at full strength. And then when Williams returned and they became dominant, people were saying, oh, well, the Chargers' offensive line is banged up. Oh, C.J. Stroud and the Texans couldn't figure it out all year. Oh, Bo Nix was out. It was snowy grounds. That's why they dominated. I think they dominated because they are that good. And for that reason, they'll keep it close. And I think the game will come down to, like it did against the Rams, if Sam Darnold can play clean football, if he can take care of the ball, not have those turnovers, and give Drake May and the Patriots offense extra possessions, I think that'll determine the outcome.
All signs are pointing to Clint Kubiak being the new head coach with the Raiders. What are the Raiders? What is Las Vegas getting in their new head coach?
I think you're getting somebody who schematically is, as good as anybody that's available right now. And I think you're talking about somebody who can maximize what they have with, ideally, I think for them, they would get Fernando Mendoza with the #1 pick. and then they'd have their version of the triplets with Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, like we saw with the Cowboys in the 90s, back to back to back drafts establishing the foundation of their team. So I think in Kubiak, you can get somebody who can bring it all together. And he has his dad as an example, who helped the Broncos, who under John Fox couldn't get over the hump, couldn't win the big one. And then Kubiak comes in with his steady, even presence and helps Peyton Manning and that crew, really led by a defense, win the Super Bowl. So I think Kubiak's the steady presence is probably what the Raiders need, as volatile as it's been the last several organization. And I think getting them all going in the right direction, I think is what,
2 years ago he was playing for UTEP, and now
Yeah, I think the line, because I think the way the secondary is used and how every in love, and we just talked about Iman Wari and Kobe Bryant, line them up everywhere on the field. That the front is going to get after the quarterback. They're so balanced there with Leonard Williams and such. So it's up to the linebacker and those guys that'll determine how well Bucs play collectively. So I am having a great role. And I think a lot of people thought he was just talking mess in that group, the way Mike McDonald communicates with the team, how he schemes. And then a lot of people believed in what Sam Darnold would bring to the table and kind of unlocking that offense. So DeMarcus Lawrence, I know, loves, Dallas and the Cowboys and that, especially going to the Oxnard days at training camp. But it's a great story. And I think, not just Sam Darnold having that resilient comeback story, but somebody like DeMarcus Lawrence, who, never really got this close and now is 1 win away from bringing 1/16 of a ring to the Dallas Cowboys fan base.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at things. It really is. By the way, it's been an interesting week or so with all the things going on outside of this game, especially Frank Reich, the new offensive coordinator now for the New York Jets, and Aaron Glenn. We've got the Bills are hiring as well. We talked earlier about the Raiders. So, it's kind of still a lot of things in flux. Browns need to get their leader. There's still some coaching vacancies right now as we get ready for Sunday.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up Frank Reich, because that's one that I think could really not only do good things for the Jets, but for his career. Because you remember when he was the Eagles coordinator, helped develop Nick Foles as a backup, helped Carson Wentz be in the MVP conversation. So when Wentz gets hurt, Nick Foles gets as a head coach, the #1 pick. Things really haven't gone as well for him as they were when he was. That I think will help the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn. But I like that move by the Jets to bring Reich in.
There's a lot of new coaches out right now. There was a lot of vacancies, even some that we didn't think that would actually be the case. Which vacancy would you have said initially out of the gate was the toughest job, and which was the job that you felt like, all right, I would love to step, if I was a head coach, I'd love to step in one of these?
Well, I think that one for me was easy because of the Ravens and their roster, the way the front office is set up, the way that organization is collectively aligned. We talk about the Raiders trying to go in the right direction. I think the Ravens have that established, not to mention a 2-time MVP at quarterback, which is, the ultimate roster piece. So I think that one's the easy one. The tough one, I think, for me would be the Tennessee Titans. And I think Robert Saleh, wanting to go there, and especially we talked about all the turnover in the Raiders organization. Tennessee has had all that turnover as well. And obviously the jury's still out on Cam Ward and how good he can be. But, it seems like Robert Saleh has a plan. The defensive pieces in place to kind of play relentlessly. I think that one's probably the most challenging, but the way we saw Robert Saleh respond to the Niners defense, in spite of Warner's injury, in spite of Bosa's injury, and still get to the divisional round in the playoffs. If anybody's up for that task, it's Robert Saleh.
Omar Ruiz with us again from the NFL Network as we continue here on Sports Talk. You've had a fascinating road up until this point. You grew up in California, San Diego State, then Syracuse, then getting into TV broadcasting, morning news, transitioning then into sports, and now here you are. You look back on this whole thing, and I always think of people that really, not necessarily paid their dues, but they worked their way up until they finally landed what would be that dream job, like you talked about, 14 years and going strong at the NFL Network.
Yeah, I reflect back on a couple of decisions that I made early in my career. I remember when I was in Monterey, Salinas, Santa Cruz, which is my first market, about an hour and a half south of here. And I was the sports anchor, and the news director said, "Hey, do you want to do news? We need a morning news anchor." And I said, "I think I'm gonna stick to sports." She said, "Okay, well, we're going to use your salary to pay for that morning news, so you're going to be out of a job as soon as your contract is up." And she freed me out of my contract. I go to Columbus, Ohio, and cover a lot of those great Ohio State Jim Tressel teams, the Greg Oden Final Four run, and obviously you mentioned now 14 years at NFL Network. So it all works out, but I do look back on those decisions and this kind of dream life that I've had, but it's hasn't come without sacrifice and tough, difficult decisions that at the time seemed impossible to make, but in the end have all worked out.
What's your advice to just keeping this going, like for young journalists like me? Like, what do you, just to keep things going, to continuing the career?
Yeah, just to believe in yourself, number one, and number two, to enjoy the journey. I think that was something that early on in my career, I wanted to be the next Bob Costas, and I wanted to be it right now. And so, there was a lot of no's that I would get along the way that really were frustrating, and I let them internally career and all these, the hardships are really just lessons. They're just lessons I'd pass along, just to believe in yourself and to not let, any bumps along the way deter you.
You're a big Dodgers fan. You must be loving what you've seen over the last 4 or 5 years from a franchise that essentially is kind of rewriting the history books in a time where it's so hard to build dynasties. They've figured out the way to build an unbelievable roster.
Well, I think for me, this is and youngest one, who was 4 at the time, to New York. We saw them get their butts kicked, the Dodgers, in Game 4. Yankees avoided the sweep, and then in Game 5, we won the whole thing. And to share that with my youngest daughter was really cool. This year, Game 4 of the NLCS, my girls finished playing their volleyball game. I saw ticket prices had dropped, because we're getting close to first pitch. Share that with my oldest girl. A couple weeks prior to that, with the MasterCard, able to get Dodgers tickets to home game number 1. So we didn't know if that was going to be Game 1 or Game 3, depending on how it shook out. Ended up being Game 3. I took my middle daughter to that inning, Freddie Freeman walk-off, and she was there the whole time, stayed engaged, stayed awake, till midnight or 1 o'clock, whatever it was in LA. So for all 3 of my girls to experience that is like the pure joy from this Dodgers run right now, and memories that will make that'll last a lifetime.
I think the moral of the story is also this: even when you've been working at the NFL Network for 14 years, you still got to go pay for tickets. I think that's the best lesson you learn here.
Well, that's the thing I tell people is, number one, I love football, and so I love my job. I love people. I love telling stories. Number one, but number two, because we are so hyper focused on NFL, I'm able to enjoy everything else. Dodgers, March Madness. You mentioned San Diego State and Syracuse. My dad went to UCLA, so college football is big. How I grew up, and so being able to enjoy everything as a fan, and to buy the tickets, I'm able to appreciate what all the diehard NFL fans experience, and that is who is my audience. That's who I cater to. So I'm able to tap into that passion. I know what they're going through as fans because I experience that too in other arenas.
Tell us about the more coverage between now and Sunday on the NFL Network and what you're going to have leading up to it.
Yeah, we have Good Morning Football all morning. We have Super Bowl Live in El Paso, which is 1 to 5 p.m. Central Time, and then the Insiders after that. And then starting on Sunday, game day morning, we'll have an 8.5-hour pregame show starting at 8 Central, leading up to an hour before kickoff. And yeah, we can't wait to keep telling all these stories about the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Omar, it's great to meet you. Great to have you on the show. Terrific stuff. Keep up the great work, and come back and see us again soon.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
He's Omar Ruiz, folks. He's joining us from NFL Network. Great way to kick things off out here from Media Row. So much more coming up. Stay with us. We'll go to Charlie 1 and get our first traffic update of the afternoon.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Great job. Thanks very much.
Awesome.
That was fun.
You're awesome, man.
All right, guys. Have a great show.
You
Take
too.
care.
Thanks.
Continue great coverage, man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
What year did you get out of San Diego State?
What's that?
What year did you get out of San Diego State?
2002.
Okay.
Mel.
My senior year,
Hey,
I
Mel.
was the radio reporter for Steve Fisher's first
Mel.
NCAA. We got waxed in the first round by Luther Head and Frank Williams from Illinois. But
You
it
ready
was
for
just
us, Mel?
a tremendous experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
4
do it.
wins my first year, even 5 wins.
All right, Money. Welcome back, everybody, as we continue live from Media Row out here in San Francisco. Palo Verde Homes, Maintenance Unlimited, VentPro Solutions, and Spine and Rehab Specialist are major sponsors of Sports Talk Live from Super Bowl 60, the big game. Get yourself ready to go out here for the Seahawks and the Patriots. Excited about our next guest. He has been putting up with the FOSS over the last few days with laying down the law. And it doesn't just extend to the broadcast. Oh, they're living together. They're staying with each other.
That's right.
It's the one and only Mel Renfro. Yep, great to see you. And first off, first time you've been with us on the show, so thanks for stopping by.
Mel Owens.
I said Mel Renfro?
Yeah.
Mel Owens. Oh, my God. That's pretty good.
Mel Renfro was a great defensive back.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for the Cowboys.
Would you like to be a Hall of Fame? Wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, it'd be good.
You know what? That reminds me of Foss calling Torrey Smith Torrey Holt. So now
Yeah.
we're in the same. So now we're in the same boat.
Now we got to give you crap too,
that,
Steve.
right.
You should. You give me crap, I deserve it.
That's all right.
That is good.
You guys are Cowboy fans.
Not us. Not us.
No, I know you're a Ram fan.
Yeah.
So Mel, tell me a little bit about what this is. You've done this with us before. We did the draft years ago.
Well, I wasn't years ago.
Well, a couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exciting. It was in Detroit.
2024, baby.
Yeah, that was in my
Most
hometown.
people out there.
That was the first time we had you with us, right?
Yeah,
Were you with Phoenix or Vegas?
I was in Vegas. I was in LA too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just hanging around. I mean, actually, I'm co-hosting with the Foss because of Chris's situation. But I've been around for a little bit, and I thank you guys for having
Been around
me.
for a while.
Yeah, like 15 years.
I was going to say, you've been doing this. This is not your first rodeo.
No.
But, I mean, is this the first time you've ever done like extended sports talk radio?
Yes, first time, because when Steve asked me, he goes, "Hey, you want to ride with us?" I go, "Yeah, man, we'll do it." And I like being on with you guys. I just do. It's just so much fun. It's fun. I mean, you're knowledgeable, but you're loose, and you give your own opinions, and I can have my own opinions, and you're knowledgeable. That's what I like.
Well, we like it. And by the way, I've been hearing stories. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been hearing that after the show, like when you guys go home and you guys are renting an Airbnb, like a 4-bedroom, I've been told it's like a frat house. Is that pretty accurate?
It has a frat house feel to it because there's so many characters in there, right? And then Larry Centers joined us, and then Rebecca Fencioni, she came, and then everybody has their own little style.
Yeah, it just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, Monica's in there with her son, and it's pretty funny though. And you get a lot of information because there's a lot of crosstalk.
Does everybody have a room, or is some people sleeping on the floor or on the couch?
I don't know. I got my room.
You've got a room, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I got a room with my girl Peg, but I think everybody has a bed. Let's put it that way.
That's good.
The funny thing with this is it's almost like we need VentPro to follow you guys back home.
I would.
Maybe.
I would.
It's like reality TV.
It's so funny in the morning because everybody's talking crazy, right? And everybody's laughing because I'm a certain way here, but I'm a different way there, and they're going like, "Oh my God, this guy's completely different."
Well,
in a good way.
Yeah, exactly.
How so?
I just say what I want. This is G.
It is.
Yeah. So when I go there, I just let it all hang out.
Okay.
In a good way, though. Funny, I guess. If I just say what I want to say.
You know what's fun? I had a chance to ride a bus with you a few nights ago, and I enjoyed that.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
I felt like I got the real Mel Owens experience.
Yeah, you did. That
was good.
Yeah, that was good. And we're just talking baseball.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. As we continue our conversation with Mel Owens, who's one half of Laying Down the Law with the Foss, Steve Foster here on Sports Talk. What's it been like for you? I mean, being around this, but getting a chance to engage with all the different guests you've had and just talk to people that you would normally see anyway, but this time getting a chance to do it on the air here in El Paso.
I'm going to tell you this about you guys. It's so diverse, and not ethnicity, but I'm talking about like different points of view, women, men, from all different points of view and different walks of life and different stories. It's just not talking football heads. I mean, I'm a football guy, that would get boring. And we had the woman on who writes children's books and talked about reading, and your audience is also varied, right, and sophisticated. So they just want to hear football heads talking about football stuff.
That's true.
We can, but we don't have to. We got other stuff to talk about. That's what I love.
Well, and by the way, was this the first year you've ever attended media night on the Monday night, the press conference with the teams?
I think it was.
Okay.
From my recollection, that was the first time when I went there and they all poured out into the audience, and then you had a chance to meet and greet, and they were great too, the players with the media.
You have ties, obviously, to the Rams. You have also ties to Michigan. Who are some of your favorite players to watch in the NFL?
Growing up?
No, just now. Like, who do you like now? Who do you enjoy?
The thing is, I'm a real big college fan.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll turn the NFL on. And I like, the Rams, obviously, Stafford, and usually it's whoever's on, I'll pick up the energy from, right? But I'm not like, oh my God, it's Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not Devontae Adams. So I know the names, I know who they are, and Puka Nacua, and those guys. But I just enjoy the game. I like watching it. It's a spectacle. It's fast, quick. A lot of scoring. I'm a fan.
Bill Owens with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. You showed me a highlight reel that somebody created for you from your NFL days.
The Rams did.
It is a terrific reel. And by the way, you were enormous playing the game. I mean, you looked like on the defensive side, you looked intimidating just with that padded, the build and all that.
Well, back in the day when I'm 67 now.
What was your playing weight in the NFL?
It's about 245.
Yeah.
I was like 6'4", 245. And, obviously, when you're 25 years old, you can do what you want. And I played outside linebacker, and I was a 4-down player. I never came out of the game because I played special teams and I played on third down package, the nickel and dime. And so I wasn't like 250, 260, as they are now, but I had to run. So I had to keep my weight somewhere around the 240, 245 range.
Yeah. With the Golden Bachelor, our listeners have watched it. We've talked a lot about this off air. How did this all came about? Because, with everybody who has Hulu subscriptions, they can just go on and watch the entire season.
I suggest that they do that.
I do too.
It's a good season.
How did it happen?
And guess what? So I'm standing here talking to Richard Joel, right, who's the producer here, on a different show altogether. Joan Vassos, who is the Golden Bachelorette before me, she came up to me, so she's here,
wow,
right over there. And she goes, oh, Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette. So she's like the woman version of me, and she's here. But how did it come about? Long story short, they didn't pick from the alumni group. First time ever in the history of the Bachelor franchise in 25 years or whatever. They picked outside. I was recommended to them from a friend. And then I went through all the interviews and all the Zoom calls and in-person interviews. And one thing led to another, and I kept doing the fact checking and the background checks and the reference checks. And I checked out, and I go, hey, they go, do you want to be the Gold Bachelor? Yes, I'd love to.
Did you have to do a demo reel so they could see you first?
Yeah, well, it was weird because the first time I was walking, and they go, hey, put me on FaceTime. I go, I'm walking. They go, it's okay, we don't care about it. I go, I got weights in my hand, so I was walking. I can't hold the camera. So we just talk. The next time they go, okay, we did a Zoom. Okay, stand up, turn around, wear something you'd go on a date. Right? I haven't been on a date in 5 years. I was more like quarter zip and sweats or whatever. Then, they had my boys do a demo to see, or they ask, why would your dad be a good Golden Bachelor? And then my son, the older one, goes, well, just AI it, right? So he AI'd it, right? I go, dude, that's too stiff. It was stiff, right? And they didn't want to do it because they had to hold it up to the camera. So what happened was, I go, okay, we'll just submit it. And they go, this is too stiff. So they go, we'll just work with them on the computer. So they interacted with them, one of their producers interacted with them, and then cut the video for ABC or Warner Brothers. And so I never saw the demo, but they put it together. Pretty cool.
What about the fact that you're being recognized? Like, so many people have come up to you, and the funny thing is, half of them are Team U, half of them are Team Peg. Like they go up to her and say, "Hey, I love you, from the Golden, and not to say like they're against you or anything. They side with certain people, or like they gravitate toward them.
Peg has a very unique look, right? She's blonde and very sparkling diamond blue eyes, right? So she's recognizable. And they remember her from being a police officer, a firefighter, and a bomb squad person. And so and plus she's got a lot of energy and a lot of spunk, right? Got a good aura. So they're attracted to that, and they see her. But just a few minutes ago, they go, I wonder if they're going to be there, because they saw us on social media in San Francisco. And then the girl goes, I saw you, Mel. I wonder if Peg was going to be here. And then we're together, and then that happens all the time.
It's funny though. I can't really picture her as a police officer or a firefighter.
That's the anomaly.
Yeah.
That's what throws you off. But she carries a badge and guns.
Wow. How long did you have to film, and how much what was the percentage you say of what you shot that nobody ever saw?
We shot, for me, from basically April, May, June, July, August, for 5 months. In the last 6 weeks was the real filming, like every single day, but we did some shooting at my hometown in Ann Arbor, some in my house in Orange County, and then in earnest we got and did 6 weeks straight. Most of it got on the ground. Most of it. Because you're constantly mic'd, and you're constantly got cameras on you. So because I thought I snuck away one time at the Coliseums, I want to talk to Peg second day, because she had this Orange County connection that I wasn't really sure about. So they go, oh, you can't go over there and talk to her because you have the camera on you, right? So when Paula Abdul came, they all went over to Paula Abdul. I went over to Peg, and I'm thinking I was like breaking free, but I forgot I was mic'd, and the cameras are always on you. So I know the cameras are always on you, doing everything, saying whatever, capturing whatever you're saying. So when I saw the total production, which I liked, but I go, oh man, there's a lot that's not on. Mm-hmm. But this is the nature of the show. It's only an hour, out of an hour, I think it's 40 minutes. So, 6 weeks down to 8 episodes.
Is there a pet peeve that you have, or like a thing that was kind of annoying, like after a while from the show?
No, because they're going, oh, this is going to be tough. It's hot outside. I go, man, I played football in this weather, and I have pads on and we hit. I go, it's not a big deal. But no, everything was an adventure. And they were so kind and so professional that every day was really like, let's go, man, let's go. I loved it. Plus I got, there's 23 women, and, I had my eyes on Peg, and it was just a great experience.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun more than anything else. And I'm sure after a little while, you kind of got used to the cameras. You felt like, I can just go about my regular routine, and even though they're there, I don't feel as conscious that they're following me. True.
At the beginning, because I'm not in front of the camera all the time. So it is a little unnerving because, you got a show to make too. And the cameras around you, there's not a few cameras, there's like a lot, like maybe 15 cameras, and there are handhelds, and there's drones, and there's wide shots, and there's production people, and there's, everybody's around you, but you're also intimate, talking to people, like we are right now, but the cameras are on you. Even though we have a camera right here, but it's not like that. There's pressure on you, right? And there's no real like, hey, cut and let's do that over again. It's more reality. You got to let it flow. But I became more comfortable as the show went on, because you're narrowing down to the people that you like and enjoy, and now you're really getting to know who they are, and you're going like, hey, I don't care about the camera. What about you? Right? Let's talk about you. So in that way, you sort of forget about it, but you're sort of conscious that they're still there.
Makes sense. Although the Women Tell All episode, that's got to be the most stressful part of this entire process for you, when you're in the room with all of them and listening to what's going on.
Yeah, and and to their credit, and I guess to my credit too, is that they said, hey, Mel, you're very respectful to every woman there. And I was, and I wanted to be honest with them no matter what happened. And so there wasn't any really animosity, about the show, because I treated everybody fairly, and I gave everybody a fair shake, and I was into everybody. It's just that, I was just more into Peg than anybody.
Yeah, but I feel like, and you could ask Adrian talk about this too, there's something about the Golden Bachelor where you're older. You're not putting up with all the BS like the younger versions do. I feel like That's why that show has such a good popularity, because you've been there, done that. You don't need to be phony or fake, because you're an older guy. You've been through it, and you know that, hey, what you see is what you get.
True, and that's why I stayed true to myself. Now, there's pressures from other sources, because you're on the show, and there's other women, and they're trying to do things, and the producer trying to make a show, and you got to be true to yourself. And you're eyeballing, some women. You want to ask them questions, so it's very complex at times. But at the end of the day, you got a show to make, and and I also have a career and a reputation, so I can't just go off the rails, because they're gonna go, no, this is not you, man. I'll go off the rails at Airbnb, but not on the show.
Yeah.
With it's funny because I would say we're friends, and I like to Google, or before this I was Googling you. First story that came up, Golden Bachelor, Mel Owens, is he still with Peg? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, there's some yeses and some nos out there. Like, oh, they broke up, are you together?
Yeah.
And then they see us together in San Francisco. Oh my God, they're still together. They're engaged, they're gonna get married, they're separated. It's like it's crazy because there's a lot of AI stuff going on. Matter of fact, the picture I'm using on my media, that's not me. That's AI generated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great, because that was the one Foss sent me, so that's fantastic. I like that photo.
I'm looking at, but it's very close though. I mean, it's close, right? I mean,
That is hilarious.
You wouldn't know if I go, hey man, it's not me.
AI is getting
Boss,
good.
I go, shut up, man. Just go with it, right? And it fooled NFL security.
That's good. Before I wrap things up with you, Mel Owens with us right now, and he's been terrific. And I see Peg right here, so I want to get you out of here. What's going to happen on Sunday? What do you think?
I think Seattle, in a close game, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. So I think both teams are going to be playing it close to the vest, conservative. I think when there's points to be had, they're going to take the points and stop doing the ridiculous 4th down and 2. We're going for it all the time. Because points obviously are going to be at a premium. So I think, they're going to be playing it close to the vest, very conservative, taking the points. And I think the Seahawks, to me, got a little edge.
Okay. It's somewhere in the 20s. Is that what you expect this game to be?
I don't, it's going to be, if it hits 20, obviously it's going to be low 20s.
Okay.
And then the other side will probably get 13, 14, 16, something like that.
You got one more day to do with Foss tomorrow morning. Actually, afternoon, 12 to 3, and then we're done. So, again, from Adrian, our whole staff, you've been terrific. Thanks for being a part of this with us. We love having you, and you definitely got to be a regular with us out here year after year.
I love it, and thanks for the invitation. And to me, this is the Super Bowl. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even want to go to the game. Seriously, I can watch that game on TV. This is the Super Bowl.
Next year, we're in your backyard. We're in LA.
Again.
Let's crash at your place.
Okay. Airbnb. I want the cameras rolling 24/7. Everybody mic. No mics coming off.
Fair enough. We'll sign up for that.
Right.
And for Foss, that I definitely want.
Yeah, that is right there.
That'll be great.
Okay.
Mel, appreciate you.
All right, man.
He's Mel Owens, folks, joining us here on Sports Talk. 20 in front of 5. We'll come back, wrap up hour 1 of 3 right here, 600 ESPN El Paso.
Thanks, guys. So good.
Good job, Mel.
Thanks, man.
So good.
University of Michigan. We're going to say, name the college Mel Owens played for. And we're going to do, it's University of Michigan, okay? Thanks. You're good. You coming back for that later? Sports Talk as we continue live from Media Row. Our thanks to Mel Owens for joining us on the show and his work with the FOSS on laying down the law. I want to thank our major sponsors, Palo Verde Homes, El Paso's award-winning home builder. Year after year, voters have named them among America's top builders. In City Magazine, you can visit them online at paloverdehome.com. What coming home should feel like. Maintenance Unlimited, providing top-notch cleaning solutions since 1977. Making workspaces cleaner, healthier, and safe. Visit them online at maintenanceunlimited.com and experience why they've been the choice for commercial cleaning services.
Also, a big shout out to VenPro Solutions. We are live right now on VenPro. That is awesome. Suncity Sitrep is where we are live right now. Make sure to check out the awesome YouTube channel. And if you're looking to grow your brand, check out the great team at VenPro Solutions. They can hook you up. They'll help you out. And they are one of our major sponsors, along with Spine and Rehab. Shout out to Harry Coster, shout out to Adrian DeLuna, and shout out to the entire team at Spine and Rehab. They've got 2 locations in El Paso, one off Edgemere, one off George Dieter, and I love those 2 locations. If you are looking for the perfect sports recovery place here in El Paso, look no further. Spine and Rehab, that is our one of our major sponsors here on the program. Check them out online at spineandrehab.net.
A lot of great supporting sponsors as well. Longhorn Distributing, shop where the pros shop. 5516 East Paisano, whether it's cleaning supplies, power washers, and so many more things that you can do it yourself with Longhorn Distributing. Union Draft House, 6 locations all across town, featuring $5 23-ounce domestic drafts all day, every day at Union Draft House. Household furniture, spin to win. Your Tempur-Pedic mattress purchase for free. They got their brand new location in Las Cruces as well in the Mesilla Valley Mall. Household furniture and Wyatt and Underwood trial lawyers. When your freedom is on the line, you need Wyatt and Underwood trial lawyers, licensed in both Texas and New Mexico. We'll have more sponsors to talk about as we continue here on the program. Been a lot of fun. Huge day today. Adrian, I always think that Thursday is the day. That's the day that everything that could happen happens around here. It's the busiest day, and this place has been packed since about 7 a.m.
We saw some friends today, too, and we're going to have some of these conversations later this week, tomorrow being the case. Mijo Things, Will Hernandez on our social media channel got a chance to catch up with Aaron Jones. Showtime Bowl is tomorrow. They're a huge concert with G Herbo. They've been planning like crazy. So we didn't get a chance to talk to Aaron extensively, I should say, but got a chance to catch up with him briefly. And then all the other amazing interviews that we had today. So really looking forward to all that and plenty more. That is on deck here as we continue for Media Row.
Yep, and we'll have Lee Sterling live at 5. He'll be joining us.
So he has somebody who runs his social.
Is that what it is?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we doing at 5?
We actually are running our opening night interviews,
very nice.
Steve. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, I didn't know when I saw this if we had made a change in plans.
No,
so
no
that's
change in
all.
plans. He has a team who runs his social media.
Okay.
He actually texted me much earlier today, hey, Adrian, I can't do today. And then I said, hey, well, we can't do today either, so no worries.
So, but they're just texting this anyway. That's hilarious.
I guess he's got a good social team or a bad social team. They should hit up Ben Pro Solutions.
I would pick the latter. I think that's a great promo for Venpro. Okay, so we'll take you back to Monday night to begin our 5 o'clock hour. We got a lot of guests still in store for you here on the program next hour. So that's also very important. We're going to have the opportunity to hear from Emmitt Smith.
Yes.
That happened earlier this morning. To make a long story short, Emmitt Smith called, he was here. He was on the NFL Network, but he was with us last year when he was pitching Tableau. And what ended up happening? He came back with Tableau, on with Buzz, on the queue. We were here as well. If you missed that conversation, don't worry, we've got you covered. Emmitt Smith, as always, was terrific. He brought it in a big way.
Man, he was fantastic. I can't wait for everybody to hear this conversation. If you missed it earlier today, you don't want to miss it. Coming up in about 30 minutes. And then before that, we'll take you back to opening night. Robert Kugler, George Holani, who is the running back for the Seahawks, and then specialist Brendan Schooler, who's with the New England Patriots. So a little bit of representation from all the different guys. That's coming up here in our 5 o'clock hour, so excited about that.
I'm excited about that as well, and I'm also excited about our friends at Underdog. In fact, want to talk about that as we continue here on Sports Talk. If you're not on Underdog, you're in luck, because new customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. And how about this? You can also play Underdog in Texas. That is big. Playing is easy. Head to the app, make picks, and if a player will go higher or lower on stats, like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more, if you get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I'm opening up the app. You see here what we've got, a lot of good, interesting plays. All right, here's one for you, and this one's interesting. Ramondre Stevenson of the Patriots. 50.5 rushing yards. You know, again, I think it's going to be a defensive battle in this one. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at Stevenson's game, 71, 70, 53, 131. Let's go higher than 50.5 rushing yards, despite the low scoring game. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code KROD to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KROD. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is a big day, Steve. We got a good one, and we got a busy 5 o'clock hour right around the corner. So excited to go back to opening night, where we had some amazing conversations. All that coming up right around the corner here on 600 ESPN El Paso. Excited for that.
I am too. In fact, I'm also excited about Post Malone and Jelly Roll. They're coming to the Sun Bowl. That is a big deal. Wednesday, May the 13th. Tickets are going to go on sale Tuesday, the 10th at 10 a.m. through livenation.com. Here is what we're going to do now. We're going to give you a chance to win a pair before you can buy it. Simple as that. First person through at 505-6009 to tell us who, and it's a good one, I shouldn't say that who, where did Mel Owens play his college ball? Where did Mel Owens play his college ball? First person with the answer goes to the Sun Bowl to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll. Be back with more right after this.
You could just text me the winner, JT Money. Thanks, man.
And Money, you're going to do Sports Center, right? Cool.
So we'll queue up each of these three. They're not all together 15 minutes, but we'll queue each one. We'll queue up first Robert Kugler, then George Holani, and then Brendan Schooler, okay? Thank you.
Oh. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Live out here at the Moscone Center, brought to you by Palo Verde Homes. Spine and Rehab Specialists, our 4 major sponsors. We also have a ton of supporting sponsors. We mentioned a few of them earlier. We can add Chick-fil-A Airway, Smith Center, Sinus Seafood, 9 Doors, and New Start Homes to that podcast. Patrick, Tirico. We could have Chris Myers. Patrick, Tirico. We could have Chris Myers on the show. He was a regular for years. I mean, it's going to be a who's who.
I mean, Tirico, you think about him, he's going to call the Super Bowl, and he rose up the ranks. He was a fill-in with NBC. Now he's the face of NBC.
It's pretty wild. So anyway, that's coming up, folks. Big thanks for the folks at ESPN. It was a lot of fun. That podcast is terrific. It was a live in front of a studio audience. It won't normally be like that, but for the very first one with Chris Berman, that's how they did it. They did it at a theater here, just a few blocks from this area in San Francisco. A real treat. You're going to love it. This was SportsCenter with Rich Eisen. That's what it's all about. We were out Monday night in San Jose. We were in the San Jose Convention Center for Media Night. Adrian, we had a chance to talk to some of the different individuals that are going to be a part of this game on Sunday that we haven't yet played for our listeners.
Yeah, and I'm excited about our first one, which is going to be a familiar name. Robert Kugler, the son of Sean Kugler himself. He's an offensive line assistant coach with the New England Patriots. He got a chance to catch up with us, to reminisce about some great stories in the past. So let's hear this one, and then we'll get back to a couple other ones. So here's Robert Kugler for Monday.
To Robert Kugler out at media night, and I'll tell you what, I do feel like I was talking to a younger version of Sean. I mean, he's done everything following in his dad's footsteps. Sean Kugler say this, a terrific offensive line coach, and somebody that to this day I will say, had things gotten just a slight bit different, could still be coaching UTEP right now. I mean, he took them to a bowl game in year 2 and won 7 games, and nearly did it the next year despite an incredible amount of adversity. But I'm loving that Robert, who got his start working for his dad at UTEP as a grad assistant, is now an assistant offensive line coach with the Patriots.
I mean, his dad's still influencing things there, too. And we were talking to Robert off air, and he shared with us that we could maybe see Sean back in the mix down the line. Who knows? Whether it's in the NFL, in the UFL, in college, I could definitely see that.
Now, that's our first interview. We've got more to play as well.
George Holani, a running back for the Seattle Seahawks. This is somebody who comes out of Boise State, out of the Mountain West ranks. UTEP's a Mountain West school, Steve. I'm still wrapping my head around it, but excited about this conversation. George Holani from opening night. Thank you.
So I'll get it for you so you don't have to
I'll be
bend.
ready on this.
With him, impressed with everybody we had a chance to sit down with.
Yeah, now let's switch it up. It's time to talk some Patriots. Brendan Schooler, somebody who maybe Texas fans know. He got a chance to play for the Longhorns, and now he's playing for the Patriots in that special teams. One of the more elite special teams players you're going to find in the NFL. Here's Brendan Schooler from opening night.
How long is this, Money?
Perfect. Easy.
Let's go to break after that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we got Emmett Smith, and then we got Espinosa at 4:45.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what do you think?
I'll send it to a break. And I'll
Okay,
say Emmett
perfect.
Smith. I'll tease Emmett Smith next. And we'll go to Charlie 1. Emmett's like 15 minutes, right? Good. Coming up as we continue on Sports Talk. We'll go to Charlie 1. When we come back, Emmitt Smith, a conversation we had earlier today. You don't want to miss this. It's all part Sports Talk Live here as we get ready for the big game from San Francisco and the Moscone Center, Media Row, 600 ESPN El Paso. Are these your things? Put in your mouth?
Not me. These are not.
It was in my. It was in my deal.
Oh, great.
It was in my thing case.
One that made it popped out.
Do me a favor. Have you seen? I'm missing. This thing keeps falling out. It just. I got to glue it. Did you see it? I'm just gonna put it away and not even deal with it because it wasn't in this. Oh, the other ones are in. They're in this.
It could be in the Sun Bowl bag.
Let me see.
Or if not in the Sun Bowl bag, it's in this bag.
Let's take a look.
not
Let
in
us
this
take
one.
a look. Nope.
Nah, it's not in this one either.
Nope. 0 for 2.
Oh, here it is.
What?
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, here. This thing is so, it is so ratty and disgusting, I'll be honest with you. It is disgusting. Dude, he was hilarious. Will's
Dude, Will
become
was
much more.
awesome. Media friendly.
Yes. Yes. Do you think that's going to get some traction on social?
Yes. The magic one.
The magic is hilarious. So there's Espinoza. He's going to join
Yes.
us at 5:45.
Yes,
5,
sir.
4?
That's
Okay,
right.
perfect.
Or 440. Yeah, 545, 445.
445.
Yes, exactly.
You know he graduated Coronado.
Yes. I do remember when
He's
he joined
3
us.
years. He's 3 years older than I am. So he was class of '88.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember from Arizona. I love these guys. They're so funny. Yeah. That'd be cool. Over the last week. There you go, Steve.
That's good.
That's what you need.
Sorry, I'm not over a million, half a million, sorry.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll see what ours says too.
Wow. How about this? Emmanuel Classe is accused of throwing suspect pitches to benefit bettors in at least 48 games over 2 years.
Oh my god, no way. Dude,
Dude,
and Classe
he's-
is like facing so much shit. He's done.
He's done.
Classe. Our radio station would be great for the Mijos Tacos thing.
Oh, yeah. It'd be perfect. You guys ready? All right, let's do this.
No.
Welcome back, everybody, as Sports Talk continues live from Radio Row for the big game. Palo Verde Homes, Maintenance Unlimited, VenPro Solutions, and Spine and Rehab Specialists are major sponsors for our broadcast today as we continue here on the show. Adrian, we had a wild morning here, and one of the most exciting parts was having the chance to get in with Buzz Adams and the great Emmitt Smith.
He likes us, Steve. I think he does. I think I would consider Emmitt Smith a friend of the program. Once you've returned on the show and you return the way that he does, like he did today, I just can't wait for this conversation for all our listeners to hear it.
If you missed it earlier, we've got you covered as we take you back this morning to Buzz Adams. Yeah, no pass.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Steve, the paper's right behind you.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Steven, let me get this for you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he's excited about it.
Just make you okay. Thank you. How long are you here till?
Through the game. I mean, not here, like
Okay.
in this room through the game, hopefully, but yeah. I hadn't even thought of that. That's a great question. I've got my what? I mean, I know my college 30 is 35th next year, so yeah, that would make.
When was the last time you went back for a high school game?
Oh God.
You do 25?
Probably 10, I think I did 10 or 15.
And that was it?
Yeah, that was
You
it.
still keep in touch with a bunch of guys or not?
I did no good amount. And my cousin was 86, and like he's got a huge circle, so I know like I'd see those guys all the time.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, but the whole West Side doesn't like I don't even recognize it anymore.
It's crazy.
Like
it's blown up.
Like we used to be way on the edge. We were Red Road,
Yeah.
like Red and Donovan,
Okay.
which used to be like the Sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sticks. You know,
You know, now Canutillo, right? Yeah, basically.
it's completely changed. It's completely changed. It's crazy, but you know that's.
Oh, they got
That's
new
the-
high
that's the
schools
city,
that I've
yeah.
not even like I've never
You
even
should
heard
see
of.
what. So I live off of Red Road, but I'm all the way at the top, like by the.
Okay.
Me okay?
Yeah, one. Let's see, one, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound great.
Awesome.
With the coach. Your relationship is also with their family.
Adrian, is this AI voiced?
Sounds like it.
Sounds a little too perfect.
Yeah.
You're right.
Sounds not that excited.
You know, we did a Wilt Chamberlain documentary in 2020 that was told in his voice with AI.
Did you really?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
The estate allowed us to.
Wow.
So we trained it on recordings of his voice.
That's
So and the other thing, they had so many interviews from him, and he wrote a couple of books. There was nothing in the documentary that he didn't actually say.
really.
Oh, cool.
or like an
Okay.
interview or in a book or
Yeah.
something. So it's
Yeah.
literally his words. That's
Wow.
probably why the family let us do it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
That is cool.
There's some AI like that that's really good. There's some AI that's like slop, and you're like, oh gosh.
You know what? The interesting thing is the first pass, it sounded like AI. So we had to hire a voice actor to say it like a human being, and then AI it to sound like Will Chamberlain's voice.
To manipulate it.
wild.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
wild.
Like enunciating
'Cause it- yeah.
things and
Like-
emphasizing certain words.
Right, the way people talk.
Yeah.
Like it
And that
just-
was what, 5 years ago?
that was 5 years
So
ago.
that's
So even like it
technology,
would be
yeah.
even better today.
Oh, yeah.
Like then it was kind of rough.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
He probably could have acted in, or he
Oh
could
yeah,
have starred
exactly.
in it now
like
in 2026.
He was sort of Shaq before Shaq.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
doing like movies and kung fu with Bruce
Yeah.
Lee and like
Is this your dog that's here?
this is my dog. Yeah, that's my wife and my dog. Yeah.
I should have said wife too.
Yeah,
But I
that's
just
right,
looked
no.
at the dog.
You're
You're
right,
like Kirk
exactly.
Herbstreit right now.
You're right. The Kirk Herbst, yeah.
He did a segment with his dog over there.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he did. He
Now,
brought his dog.
this is the
Peter.
other one, right?
Yeah, the one that.
I guess the sister or the brother or the one
yeah,
that passed.
The one that passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like 5 though.
Are they all Goldens?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Then
Yeah.
they all look the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Hey, Money, we might go a little long on this segment just to give you a heads up, okay?
Hi. What's the dog's name?
Coco. It's
Coco?
How long till we're back? Beautiful.
See, Kirk is with the big dogs. I just got the small dogs, just like you. These are the Chihuahuas.
Oh, God, the cute.
Yeah, this is my guy.
Look, Janina.
This is mine. One eye. Yeah. Yeah, he's 13. He's 13. Yeah. Small dogs are the best.
All right, let's do it. 49 past the hour. Back here at Media Row. Special guest, El Paso native, Coronado class of 88. Friend of the show, Steven Espinoza. Great to see you back here. And you never age. You look the same every year.
I certainly feel differently, but thank you for saying that.
Listen, it's great to see you. You spend years with Showtime Sports. You're a consultant for PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and you've got a big new project coming up with the Mike Tyson Invitational.
I do. Mike is really passionate nowadays about amateur boxing. And I've got a long relationship with Mike. It started, I was his attorney for, in the days before Showtime, I was obviously attorney in private practice. I was Mike's attorney for about 10 years. So I've known Mike 25 years, in all through the different phases of being Mike Tyson. And he called me a few months ago and he said, look, I'm really passionate about amateur boxing, U.S. amateur boxing. And candidly, I'm disappointed with the state of U.S. amateur boxing, which completely defensible, not just from the performance in the Olympics and sort of the talent that's being developed, but also just the visibility. And he said, I want better amateur fighters and I want more visibility for amateur boxing. And so he's putting his money where his mouth is and putting, his blood, sweat, and tears. He's launching a series of amateur boxing tournaments, the Mike Tyson Invitational. The first one is in March, mid-March, in Vegas. But he's planning on having at least three or four a year. And the goal is, if people can start paying attention to amateur boxing the way they pay attention to AAU basketball and all the other youth sports that people track all the way through the Olympics and all that, then he said, we're going to bring a spotlight back on boxing. We're going to get better amateurs.
With everything that you're seeing in the combat sporting world, how have you seen it grow? I mean, we've seen new TV deals being signed left and right, especially in boxing. We've seen new streaming services starting to grab some boxing on their side of things. How have you seen it grown over the past couple of years?
It's a period of transition without a doubt. ESPN is out of the sport. HBO is out of the sport. Showtime is out of the sport. New stream, Netflix is coming in, at least on the big fights. The Saudis have come in. They've partnered with Zuffa on Paramount Plus. So it's very much a change like what happened in the about 15 years ago with the music industry. When it was on the verge of dying out because of piracy, they figured out people would stream it on a subscription, and the rest is history. And I think that's what we're seeing right now in all combat sports. UFC just went away from pay-per-views as well. And so I think boxing will adjust. There's a lot of change going on. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to end up, but it's going to look a little different than it has in the past.
Stephen Espinoza with us here on Sports Talk as we continue. What's your first love when it comes to sports?
Two things. My grandfather, who came from Mexico, came from Chihuahua, immigrated to southern New Mexico, and was a miner in southern New Mexico in Silver City. He sort of instilled in me two things: Dallas Cowboys football and boxing, and those have stuck with me. And the Dallas Cowboy thing was really, I think everyone assumes, well, it's it's either at that point it was you could do the Phoenix Cardinals or you could do the Cowboys. But there's a whole generation of Mexican American fans who got there because of one of the first Mexican Americans in the NFL, in Rafael Septien, who was the first soccer style kicker in the NFL. So you have an entire generation of Mexicans and Mexican Americans who became Cowboys fans, not because of the star and all that, but because they embraced a Mexican soccer style kicker before most other teams did.
Okay, talking about your roots as well and just your background, I was noticing you had represented Snoop Dogg at one point, or
I
worked
did.
with him. What was that like?
Snoop is great. Look, he is easily to underestimate, but the guy has been literally at the tip of culture for going on 40 years. So anyone who's like that, who is able to stay relevant, from an 18-year-old rapper coming up in with Dr. Dre, through now, like, turn on the TV today, he's in Milan, a special correspondent for the Olympics. He's got a knack for staying relevant, and that's a gift. It's a skill.
Meanwhile, we've talked about the Mike Tyson invitation. When will that take place?
It's March 12th through the 14th, the first of many. You can, if you're interested in finding out, maybe you want to attend or you want to stream it, it'll be streaming on several services. MikeTysonInvitational.com
Excellent.
Is the website. You want to go to Vegas, get tickets, see some great amateur fighters, see the kind of fighters that you'll be seeing in the Olympics in 2028 and probably in the pros shortly after that.
So that's your first big project coming up in 2026. What else you have up your sleeve, Stephen? Because I know you're staying busy the whole time.
Well, part of a group that, the first American group that has bought a Mexican soccer team, Liga MX, the first division Mexican team.
Yep. You know it well from FC Juarez.
That's right. You've got a team of Juarez. You've probably seen Eva Longoria and Ryan Reynolds bought Necaxa, did a Wrexham type series on Hulu. My wife and I bought in as part of a group to Querétaro, the Gallos, Querétaro, which is Necaxa's big rival. And, so now, I haven't been a soccer guy, but this was quite a business opportunity, really something interesting. And I think on the verge of doing some changes organizationally within the Liga MX. And I think they're on the verge of getting even bigger than they already are.
Aside from combat sports, what's the sport in your eyes, just looking at it from an entertainment standpoint, that is on the precipice to blowing up on a national scale? Or like you'll think, okay, maybe 5 years from now, everybody will be talking about this sport right here.
That's an interesting one. For a while, the trend was pickleball, which, from my perspective, it's a great participant sport. It's not a great TV sport. It's got a great media sport. Same for paddle. So, it's interesting. I'm not so sure that it's not something that we haven't really even seen yet, to be true, because I think action sports are still going strong enough. Like that's certainly not a new sport, but I don't see anything out there getting traction. If anything, it's deepening interest in the existing sports. Like, so people who are following basketball are following AAU basketball and high school basketball. I guess now that I'm wandering around the topic, I would probably say volleyball.
That's a good one.
I'd probably say volleyball, whether it's beach volleyball or other volleyball. There seems to be a lot more interest, and I can get caught up watching a volleyball game. You're flipping around ESPN get caught up. It's a pretty exciting sport to watch.
When are we going to see you back in El Paso?
Hopefully pretty soon. Obviously still have a lot of family there, and I'd love to bring a major fight, back to town. They've had a couple, not as much as, back in the Showtime days, but let's try to fix that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you're back in, come down, say hi, spend an hour with us on the show so we can get a chance to catch up with you.
Absolutely. We can talk Coronado High School sports and everything.
Be a lot of fun. Great
Yeah.
to see you, Stephen.
You
Thanks
as
so much
well.
for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Stephen Espinoza, folks, wrapping up hour number 2. We got one more to go. Stay with us right here, 600 ESPN El Paso.
Great job, Steve.
All right.
Thank
It's the start of our final hour. Oh. And welcome back, everybody, as we continue here on Sports Talk. Our final hour coming your way live from Media Row. God, I want to see Radio Row so bad. I really do. It's always been
It's like
Radio
Twitter,
Row.
dude. It's like Twitter. Should we just keep calling it Twitter? Should we just keep calling it Radio Row? You know, the cool thing is, I've seen our people, like from El Paso, like Linnea Bryan, Aaron Jones, Chelsea Ray Walker, and all those people like posting Radio Row on their social media. So I'm okay with it. Maybe we should just keep doing it.
Maybe we should. You know what I love? Mel Owens right now and Peg, his fiance, they're doing the media tour right now. They're going everywhere.
They are. I mean, and I can see why. I've watched people come over from this wall and say, Mel, you're from the Golden Bachelor. Mel, can we get you? Can we ask you a couple questions? And the questions themselves are kind of dumb, but it's cool to hear all these people recognize Mel for something not related to football.
That's so true. So true. So we're going to be with you till 7 o'clock tonight out here. Our thanks to our major sponsors, Spine and Rehab Specialists. No referral required for the first 30 days. Avoid long waits to get in with medical doctors that can start your treatment sooner. Plus, the great team at Spine and Rehab Specialists have worked with UTEP Sports Medicine for over 25 years, helping to treat athletes. VenPro Solutions. If you're ready to grow your audience and your revenue, it is time to go pro. Visit VenPro Solutions and start turning attention into action. They work on business growth, believe in high content output, and want to meet with you.
And I also want to give a big shout out to Palo Verde Homes. Edgar, the great team, El Paso's award-winning home builder, and year after year, voters name them among El Paso's top builders in City Magazine. Visit them at paloverdehome.com, along with Maintenance Unlimited. Visit them online at maintenanceunlimited.com and experience why they've been the choice for commercial cleaning services.
Alchemia Social House is coming to 1610 North Zaragoza Road. They're part of our many supporting sponsors. The grand opening is this Saturday, designed for those looking for something different, something elevated. Alchemia Social House. Dave's Hot Chicken, located in Westtown and in Eastlake. Dave's Hot Chicken brings the heat. Not to mention the men's clinic, Bella Paloma Med Spa. Visit them on the west side at the Canyons at Cimarron at 7451 Paseo del Norte.
Thomas Adams Apparel. We're rocking our Thomas Adams Apparel hat right now. Shout out to Jacob, the entire team. These are beautiful, by the way. I can't thank the team enough. We want to give a big shout out to Thomas Adams Apparel. Check them out online, thomasadamsapparel.com. Along with Roto-Rooter, plumbing and water cleanup for over 75 years. Roto-Rooter has been El Paso's trusted go-to for plumbing, water damage, and plumbing emergencies 24/7. Sun City Card Show, their next card show is coming up February 14th, Valentine's Day at Starlight Event Center.
Man, oh man, so many great sponsors making it happen. That is what it's all about here on the program. All right, so a lot of interesting things we have not yet talked about that has been going on here today. Let's first bring up this story because I found it interesting. Speaking Rock Entertainment Center hosted a private fundraising event for the UTEP football program last night on National Signing Day. The event raised $376,361 for Scotty Walden's UTEP football team. This was a big one, folks. Apparently, Coach Walden and his wife Callie announced they would contribute $80,000 of their personal funds back to the football program. That's 10%, which brought the giving total to over $160,000. Then Speaking Rock matched that number, bringing the total to over $320,000. From there, various donors kept it going. When the night came to an end, the total fundraising number was $376,361.
That's pretty cool stuff, right? They need the money. They definitely do. So shout out to leaders who are doing this, making this happen. People like what we had a chance to see from Speaking Rock and the UTEP football program. They need this. They need the exposure. They need the money on their side. You heard the story earlier today from Pete Thamel. He broke the news. No surprise on this one. Some people were sending this to me, and I just said no surprise whatsoever. Scotty Walden taking $80,000 of his salary and putting it into the NIL as well. Him and Callie Walden did commit themselves to that money as well. So
Money is the conversation around UTEP football right now.
As well it should be.
Yes.
Money. I like that, and I think that makes a lot of sense. So, look, $376,000, I got news for you. That can probably buy you a starting quarterback and a starting, running back or wide receiver, depending on where you shop.
I mean, you think about it, look, you need to make these advancements going up to the Mountain West. The money is much higher. The revenue sharing is going to be there. People across Mountain West are going to get more money on their side, and UTEP's already coming in on a bit of a lower swing, so they need the TV revenue. They need to be creative with all these revenue streams. They need the support from donors, and they need their coach to be thinking outside the box and thinking about donating 10% of his annual salary back to the program.
We didn't have minor talk last night, but we could tell you that it probably would have been a short-lived one after a 70-66 loss to Sam Houston State last night. The game was going on early. That's why we ended our show early. And since we are out here in San Francisco, thus no minor talk. Adrian, played out like so many games have. They kept and clawed and found their way in. And despite the fact that Sam Houston State went 0 for 7 from the field to end the game, they still found a way to win at home by 4 over UTEP.
Yeah, it was funny because 2 days ago, Andrew said we need an emergency minor talk hosted by Adrian, Sal, and Zay. And I have no clue what he was talking about there with that. I think there's been so much different, things going on with UTEP. Maybe he was talking about the signing day. Maybe he was talking about this. But the biggest one that we got yesterday from the minor talk chain, Trey Horton played 15 minutes last night, had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals.
Wait, in 15 minutes?
Yes.
He was zeros.
Zeros all around. And
did he even attempt a shot?
I don't know if he attempted or not. I was definitely watching that game closely toward the end. Miners were in it. See, here's the frustrating part to me, Steve, because like they're in it. They come back, they rally back. They had a 10-0 run. I was glued to my screen late in the game. I'm like, why? Why do I care about this game? Why do I bother? Caleb Blackwell scores 21. Jamal West Jr. has the chance to score the tying bucket at the end of it. He misses a shot that he makes 95% of the time. The same shot that you always think of. The pump fake twice, turn around down low in the post, and he missed a short layup. As a result, the Sam Houston Bearcats were fouled on the other end. They eke out the victory. Miners were unable to close it out, despite really hanging in throughout the entire game. I didn't realize this. Our boy Kevin Bazar, sidelines UTEP. He let me know this one. UTEP was 10.5-point underdogs on the road yesterday against Sam Houston. So I didn't realize that. If I had, I probably would have taken UTEP, taken them all the way in that one. UTEP's going to play teams close down the stretch in CUSA. I think that's what they've shown.
Yep.
I just don't think they're ready to win yet.
Here's the problem. West scores 17 in the first half on 6 of 10 shooting. He finishes with 21 in the game on 8 of 15, which means he only took 5 shots in the second half. How does a guy who can't stop making every shot he takes and you can't even control him, how does he become essentially a non-factor in the second half?
Well, they took him out of the game. They started doubling him big time. That's what the scouting report says against Jamal West Jr., that whenever you put 2 guys against him, he struggles to score in those situations. It's kind of like the Bryson Williams situation. When they would feed him in the post, he'd start to get double. He would kick it out sometimes, but for the most part, he would just try to go up against the doubles. And second half, just not a lot of production offensively from Jamal West Jr., although he had a great game yesterday, and I think he's shown that he's probably the most consistent player on this entire team.
While West had a hard time, really scoring in the second half, Watson and Blackwell stepped it up. They had big second halves. Elijah Jones was invisible. 1 of 5 from the field in 23 minutes. And really for Elijah, it wasn't even a matter of battling foul trouble. He just did not have the kind of game that he was able to impact defensively. They did a very good job on pretty much shutting him down completely.
That's another tough part about, what I end up seeing on my side with UTEP. I want to see them do something a little bit better to close out games as far as game planning goes.
Yeah.
But the Elijah Jones thing, that was tough because I was trying to follow along the ESPN Plus broadcast. I was wondering if there's something hampering him. So I don't know if that's the case. I didn't hear any of the comments from head coach Joe Golding. I would assume he's a full go for Saturday against New Mexico State, but you wonder, like, Elijah Jones is one of the best players on the team, if not the best player on this group. I was surprised that he was a non-factor in this game.
I was too. But unfortunately for the Miners, they lost again. They're now 4-8 in Conference USA. Sam Houston improves to 8-4. Miners are 8-15 overall. So, Adrian, unfortunately for UTEP, again, we've seen this play out too many times. And, Joe Golding has talked about how, they're doing everything right except winning games. That's just what it comes down to. He talked about how they're still improving. They're getting better. They're just not getting enough wins to show for it when it's all said and done.
And that leads us to a showdown that's coming up this weekend. Miners, Aggies. It's got to happen for UTEP. We'll be back for it, so I'm excited about that in itself. And no Miner talk last night. That's exactly right. But we're going to have a huge Miner talk come Saturday evening, along with Zay, Sal, Chris from Inspo Lens. The entire gang is back. And we will have all of Miner Talk coming up on Saturday after the Battle of I-10.
Good, because I know fans will probably want to chime in on it. They've got a lot to talk about anyway, and that'll be a good thing to get their thoughts. I should mention this. Big road win for the Aggies yesterday.
Yeah.
They went into Ruston, and thanks to 26 from Jones, hey, they beat Tech on the road 72-63. So they are now 4-8 in Conference USA.
I don't get that score at all. I really don't. I mean, Louisiana Tech swept UTEP. This league makes absolutely no sense. It's like whoever shows up. It's so cliche to put out the parity. Oh, there's so much parity in Conference USA. Can we just say it's a bad conference?
Yes.
And any given night, there's teams who actually show up and teams who don't. Like, I think that's how you can really look at it all.
All right, 16 past the hour as we continue here on Sports Talk. Evan Cohen is going to be coming up next. We're going to talk to one-third of Unsportsmanlike. You listen to them mornings on 600 ESPN El Paso with ESPN Radio. But before we do that, football's biggest game is right around the corner. You can get in on all the action with Underdog right now in Texas. Not on Underdog yet? Then you're in luck because new customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. If you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So easy to play. Just head to the app, make picks, and if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. In fact, I see Jackson Smith-Njigba and half a rushing plus receiving touchdown. I've talked about this before. As Michael Irvin is right in front of us right now, Adrian, be a great guest for us as well. I will say higher than half a rushing plus receiving touchdown for one Jackson Smith-Njigba. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code KROD to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KROD. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org. Let's head out to Charlie 1. Evan Cohen coming up. A lot more in store for you. We're live out here in Media Row. We continue from San Francisco and the Moscone Center. 600 ESPN El Paso. Let's get them.
What do you say?
Kaplowitz. Oh, we had a great time earlier today with Evan Cohen, who is the one of the hosts of Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, you can listen to it, 600 ESPN El Paso every single day, which is awesome. Here's our conversation earlier today with Evan. It was so much fun to catch up with 1/3 of the hosts and the team of Unsportsmanlike.
How long till we're back, Money? How long does? 4 minutes? Cool, thanks. Okay, we have. He is actually, he just had a birth of a child, so he is back out there in Connecticut. But nonetheless, Adrian, happy about just some of the great ESPN radio personalities that have joined us out here from Media Row.
Yeah, don't ever take that one for granted right there. Don't ever take for granted the job that we get a chance to do and all the experience and everything of what we make happen. So
that's right. Michael Irvin is in the house as well, as you look at some of the people making the media tour. Michael Irvin, by the way, has been everywhere. You look at where this man has been going. He has been all over the U and what they have done in their run. And again, he's just did an interview. I love the fact that here we are. It's Thursday night. It's 5:30, and Michael Irvin is still here getting it done, doing those interviews. That is very cool in itself. I like that.
He became an internet sensation this year, and look at that. The
Meeting
Mel Owens.
Get a picture of that.
Mel Owens and Michael Irvin. I love it, with Peg out there as well. Let's make it happen. I love it. I love the fact that these two are hanging out and talking.
Oh, that is great, because Mel was still playing when Irvin was breaking into the NFL. So I think that is very cool that these two had a chance to be a part of it. That's a neat story as well, because Mel Owens is still making the rounds with Peg as they've been going from place to place doing all the interviews. We're going to get a picture with Mel and Michael Irvin. I love that. I think that is fantastic. And by the way, we're going to get, now we got all of them. Now Peg joins the photo. That is a beautiful thing, my friend. That is beautiful there.
I was ready to take my belt off to give it to Michael Irvin so he could beat that ass. Maybe this trash can. The only problem is we don't have anything like a team that he doesn't like. We need to buy an Eagles thing, or I don't know, a Washington thing or something like that.
Yep.
That's exactly what we need on our side.
Oh, that's right. That is absolutely right. Well, listen, that is very cool. Love the fact. Listen, Irvin is one of those guys that you could just see it, man. He's having as much fun out there as Mel Owens is, and I love the fact when two guys that you could tell. I mean, they're both now. Mel is back into the spotlight with the Golden Bachelor and everything he's doing. Irvin's out here just taking pictures, having fun. That is really good stuff more than anything else. Love that.
Yeah, me too. And he seems very friendly. He's talking to everybody around him here. People are approaching him in a positive way, so it's a really cool thing to see. Michael Irvin, Mel Owens, Peg get a chance to take a picture here together and wrap things up here tonight.
It's a celebrity kind of day out here at Media Row. In fact, look at this. We got more stuff here.
Like I said before.
Yes. Hang on, we got to give. First off, we got to mic Mel Owens here for a second, because he just got done taking a picture with Michael Irvin. I love that.
Yeah, it's like I said before. It's when I first got here, people check their egos at the door. They do. You have to, because there's not that there's a lot of celebrities here, but we're here for a purpose to promote the game, and everybody loves everybody. Michael can be crazy sometimes.
Yeah, he can. It's kind of fun, though.
Do you like the belt thing?
Yeah, I like that. I didn't see him belt anybody on the last game, though.
Yeah.
Because they're getting beat. But, I like him. I like, what he represents, and he's a good guy. He's energetic. He's a great player, Hall of Fame. And
you guys played against each other because you were still in the league when he was breaking in the late 80s.
Yeah, true. I remember, I don't think they were that good at the beginning.
No, they were terrible.
Yeah, I think we beat him down there, actually.
I believe it.
And, but, you see how nice he was. And, normal guy.
Yeah.
He's promoting the game, actually. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's really cool. In fact, he was just at the Talk Sport booth, and those guys are from out of the country, so they're getting a lot of terrific, legends that have been on their show over the last 4 days.
Just it's rubbing elbows, with the people. It's good.
By the way, you've been on a big tour. Since you started us off, you've been on a tour of your own all day today.
Well, I want to stay active, and I got Peg with me, and I'm trying to show her a little bit about my life, how it was and how it is. And, I'm guest hosting with you guys. And it's been a great experience for me. It really has been.
It's been so much fun. Again, enjoy yourself. Have fun. Tomorrow's going to be terrific.
Yes, thanks for having me again.
You got it. He's, once again, Mel Owens. He joins us here on Sports Talk as we get ready to wind it down, folks. Final countdown coming up. Stay with us. We'll wrap it up next right here, 600 ESPN El Paso.
Can we leave our stuff here? We can, right?
great time. It has been a terrific day 3 for us. Lots of great guests. We're loaded up for tomorrow's show. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's some possible surprises that could come our way. I don't even want to mention the names yet because if they don't happen, I don't want people to be like, oh, you said this was coming on. But let's just say this. Friday is going to be another big, big day of sports talk. So you don't want to miss it because we are stacking the deck for our final day out here in San Francisco.
Final day, going to be a great day. We'll finish out with a bang. Thanks to Event Pro Solutions. They've been with us all week long. You'll watch some of those interviews that we've got a chance to record all day today, all day tomorrow. You'll get a chance to watch those up on the YouTube channel as well. So super appreciative of our team out here for bringing the video component out here.
I am too. They have been absolutely terrific. One of our major sponsors, again, Jaime, Christian, David, the whole crew, they have been fantastic to be with this trip, and they're going to be regulars with us. We're excited about that. They're going to be part of the family.
They are part of the family already, and it's been great to work with them for the last 6 months, and now getting a chance to be out here at the biggest stage of them all. I mean, we're already thinking on next year. We're already planning on 2027 in LA.
Let's go through all of our sponsors. Our major sponsors are Palo Verde Homes, Maintenance Unlimited, Venpro Solutions, and Spine and Rehab Specialists, plus so many great supporting sponsors as well. Adrian, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I want to start off with some of the great ones who've been with us here since day one, like Longhorn Distributing. Shop where the pros shop at 5516 East Paisano. Union Draft House. They've got 6 locations all across town. $5 23-ounce domestic drafts all day, every day at Union Draft House. Household Furniture. Spin to win. Your Tempur-Pedic mattress purchase for free. Wyatt and Underwood Trial Lawyers. When your freedom is on the line, you need Wyatt and Underwood Trial Lawyers licensed in both Texas and New Mexico. And lastly, Chick-fil-A Airway. Stop by every few weeks for the new Classic Cup inspired by retro Chick-fil-A style. Grab yours while supplies last.
Smith Center Sinus Migraine Institute, Houston board certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Kevin Smith. Adrian, I got news for you. I think I'm heading to Houston to Dr. Smith. We've talked a lot about it. I think this will finally get taken care of sooner rather than later. And it's going to be the Smith Center Sinus Migraine Institute taking care of that for me. Pelican Steak and Seafood, celebrating 45 years of serving El Paso at 130 Shadow Mountain Drive. 915 Tours, now booking round-trip getaways to Ruidoso and San Antonio at 915tours.com. New Start Homes, tour mobile homes with low monthly rent at newstarthomes.net. Sun City Card Show's next card show will be February the 14th at Starlight Event Center. And Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup for over 75 years. Roto-Rooter has been El Paso's trusted go-to for plumbing, water damage, and plumbing emergencies 24/7.
And then also want to give a big plug to Thomas Adams Apparel. We're rocking the Thomas Adams Apparel hat right now. Love these hats. Love how they fit. They're great. Check out all their hats at thomasadamsapparel.com, along with polos and so many other things on the website. Men's Clinic at Bella Paloma Med Spa. Shout out to Dr. Toribio Natividad, along with Jackie out there at Bella Paloma Med Spa. Visit them on the west side at the Canyons at Cimarron at 7451 Paseo del Norte. And then Akimia Social House coming to 1610 North Zaragoza Road. Their grand opening is coming up this weekend, Saturday, February 7th.
Again, we will be back in town in time for the UTEP New Mexico State game on Saturday. Excited about the Battle of I-10 because this will be a game that absolutely could determine which of these two teams will be able to play into the conference tournament next month.
And who might miss out when it's all said and done. That's another thing to think about. I mean, if one of these teams misses out on one side, it's Jason Hooten. You don't want to miss out. You want this program going in the right direction. You don't want to take a step back. And UTEP, your final year in Conference USA, you got to make it. You got to make the tournament. So those are some of the things and storylines that I'm following. I don't want to say that the winner is obviously going to the Conference USA tournament because there's still season to play after this, but it feels like this is a pivotal matchup here for both teams.
It really does. So we will see. We will see what happens when it's all said and done. But yes, keep an eye on that one, folks, because it's going to be a big one. The women tonight have a big game. 15-5, Louisiana Tech coming to the Haskins Center. That game tips off in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, women's basketball needs a win tonight. I mean, come on. This one's going to be on the plus. You can watch this one with our boy Mondo. this is one of those where if you're the women's basketball team, you protect the Don Haskins Center. You protect home court. And I'm sure there's people who are driving to the Haskins Center right now getting ready for this matchup. So if you're out there, you're getting ready for this one for women's hoops, this is one they desperately need. They've got to win more games because just like the men, Steve, the women, 10 of the 12 teams, they're the ones who go to the conference tournament.
Very true. All right, one last word from our friends at Underdog, folks. New customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. And the biggest game in football is right around the corner. So get in on all the action with Underdog right now in Texas. You can play by heading to the app, make picks, and if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more, if you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. All right, let's play one more time with the big one, the Seahawks and the Patriots. We'll try to find something that maybe we haven't played. Cooper Kupp, 3.5 receptions. I like higher than 3.5. Cooper Kupp's a big-time receiver. He's going to have a big-time game. Give me higher than 3.5 receptions against the New England defense. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code KROD to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KROD. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org. Winding it down, Adrian, some final thoughts from day 3 here out at Media Row.
Day 3 feels like the apex day. I feel like this was it. I mean, tomorrow everybody's gonna be wrapping things up, closing things down, finishing everything up. We're traveling home. Ben Pro's traveling home.
Yep.
We'll be home late tomorrow evening, and we're excited about just heading back to El Paso, being out there for the Battle of I-10, and wrapping up this one the right way. I mean, we represented El Paso in a pretty strong way out here, I would say, and it's a great thing to be out here and hear such great comments from all our listeners, all the people out there who've been following our journey here as we continue.
JT Money, anything you want to add in our final minute of the show? Well, we appreciate that, but we're not done yet. We got one more day to go, and that's going to be tomorrow. So excited about that show and excited about everything we have in store for you. If you missed any of it, don't worry, we've got you covered. Also, don't forget the videos, Adrian. We're posting videos thanks to Ben Pro.
That's right. We're going to check out our YouTube channel, check out their YouTube channel, Suncity Sitrep, and our 600 ESPN El Paso. All the interviews, the full interviews will be out throughout the next couple weeks, and we'll have some exclusive insights, some exclusive video opportunities to watch all of our coverage.
For JT Money and Adrian, and of course, Jaime and Christian, our pals, Steve Kaplow is saying we'll talk to you tomorrow, 4 o'clock, right back here on 600 ESPN El Paso. Appreciate it, Money.
Thanks, my man. Take care.